Right, welcome back to the Feel Weird podcast. We have not had a guest for ages, have we, Liam?
No, not for this year either. Not for this year.
But for episode 21, we're near the end of series 2. We had to bring out a big one. And I would like you to roll out the red carpet for that.
There we
big
go.
guest,
Today
Liam.
we're joined by the grind general, the hustle heavyweight, the melody marksman, the rhythm ruler, the mic maestro, the Afrofusion shooter, from gaming playlist to courtside anthem. He's got hits that slam like dunks at random. A sound so sick called the Doctors. He's a genre blender, vibe sender. The O2 rhythm ruler, the Book of Nine author, certified mover, dropping dose after dose, no fakes and ladders. This paperback Pedman climbs, it matters. Like O'Shea, he's certified to blow the scene. Cold as Mr. Freeze, yet sharp and keen. A titan in the game, it's time to go up. From Bando to Arenas, he's heating it up.
Breathe, please.
So tell me, what do you want? The culture's on lock. Bringing the NRG, it's time to talk. OMO9k.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
ChatGPT could never.
No.
ChatGPT.
Can you put the context of that?
You're red,
Because
bro.
I'm
You
assuming
need to
you would have
breathe for a
picked it up.
second.
I had to go in one
That's
take.
all my songs. That's my discography.
It's his, literally every song he's done on his thingy.
And
he's
he ended
peppered
it
in
with
that.
the first ever song I dropped.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Oh, that was heavy to
Damn,
do.
what a way to roll it out.
Thank you.
And that's been the
don't-
Feel Weird podcast. Thanks for listening.
We tuned in.
We'll roll
There we
out.
go. We don't mess about with. We do big intros in the show. If you're coming on, you're someone's grandma. You're getting all your accolades put across you for your life. So, you're
Fantastic stuff.
welcome. I literally did that at 2 a.m. like a week ago.
Well, it had to be done
Soon as
because
I
we've
booked it.
wanted him on for a very long time.
We've wanted him
haven't
on for a while now. So, if
I've
that
wanted to come on
description,
for a long time.
if
as
that
well,
description
big
didn't
time.
give you everything you
Appreciate
wanted to know, we've got a lot to cover today.
we? Yeah.
To start off, as per always, we go to Splinter for our question of the week.
Get us
Splinter,
warmed up.
let's
Question
have a
of the
look.
week is, what is the best hero versus villain matchup in history?
Already, Sam's going to have a Bobbins answer for this because he discounts all anime.
Oh, fuck off and your 12-year-old cartoon.
Shut your mouth. Who's
Jesus.
the best? The best.
Yeah, so we're talking cartoons, books, any
Hero
kind of
versus
rivalry.
So, yeah.
I've got one already,
Mm.
but I'm telling I could have 20 and I could write a thesis on why. But I'm going to go for the best.
Yeah.
Vader and Luke is an easy one to see at the jump.
Did you even come at me and then he's picked Vader and Luke?
Yeah.
No, but only because I thought I can't do.
Every 55-year-old
I'll do a
bloke's gonna
deep
pick
cut
Luke and
that
Vader,
only
mate.
you would know, and it would be dry for you, and you wouldn't get it, and it would be no point. But I had to
Yeah.
go.
We're trying
when
to
you're
attract
saying the
comic book
best,
fans and
though.
you're just going to go with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. My mum knows that one.
Yeah, but that's. But
Wait,
the reason
but
why
why
your
is it
mum-
the greatest one though?
because I think apart from being before, we're talking about something in the late 70s now.
It's certainly the most iconic. I'll
Certainly
give
the
you
most.
that.
No,
Okay, yeah,
19
I could
what?
give you that.
81 is the last film when they're together. So we're talking 50 years ago.
I'd argue there's
Still.
one more iconic though in terms of
Go on.
influence.
Thanos and Tony.
Nah, Goku and Frieza.
Well, this is what I'm saying. He doesn't know who
Because-
Goku and Frieza
no, no,
are.
Oh, fuck me, then
Even
that's
he
fine.
will know that though.
He would know who Goku is.
Just
though.
stood on a Naruto rug, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
I
Different
feel like
anime, but I'll
Goku
allow
and
it.
Frieza simply because if you look across so
Visually
many,
as well.
not just even visually, but in walks of life, like athletes, musicians,
that's
creatives,
true.
they all reference
They do.
early Dragon Ball Z as
They
an
do.
inspiration.
That's so
like-
true.
I think it's a great one.
So I feel like if we're talking influence,
I think that's a
But-
great one.
Luke and Vader,
It's hard to get
either
the-
or. I don't think either.
I mean,
Go on, Sam. What have you
Like,
got? I'll take. You got some.
I'm your father. It's like, come on, I guess iconic-wise. So if you've both gone for iconic, I'm going to just go for my favourite, and it's whenever Doctor Doom and Thanos have ever matched up in the comics.
Yeah, that's a sharp one.
Considering Thanos is Mr. Big and Nasty in Marvel, Doctor Doom just fucking rips him out every time.
He does. He pulls his spine out.
Yeah,
Picture on
that's
the
exactly
screen.
what I was thinking. He pulls his spine out.
Yeah.
So
No, it's a good one.
forgive me
That's
for
a
my
big
botching
one.
this.
Splinter, what have you got?
I guess mine, like, I think you could go through so many different routes with a question like this. You could
Yeah,
do
you
like
could.
David versus Goliath. There's
Yeah.
one like
That's a
really
good.
iconic.
That's a,
Oh,
you're
okay.
throwing
You
it
need to get
way
OG.
back.
Okay.
Biblical.
You're throwing it way
Something
back.
like big influence, and I think like with it having best hero to villain matchup, I guess it's having something that's quite balanced as well. So it's
Yeah.
like a good fight. So I guess you could do like, I mean, Harry and Voldemort is
That's a good
absolutely
one.
iconic.
I'm
as well.
a big
But
Harry Potter fan. That's
There's
a
a
good
lot.
one.
I mean, actually, I guess if I was to really pin it down to my favorite, it'd probably be Joker and the Batman. I think they are the most.
Oh, that's so
I should have
obvious.
said that as well.
Yeah, that's so
No,
That's
that's a brilliant
frustrating,
one.
though.
That's a brilliant one.
I think that one's frustrating. Though.
Yeah,
Well,
but
'cause
the
of course, 'cause
dynamic
you could-
between them,
you
though, they
they're like a toxic couple.
yeah, exactly. They
It is.
secretly
Yeah.
love
They're
each
like a
other.
toxic couple. Like
It
you're gonna
is.
fight, you're gonna break up, and you're gonna get back together.
It's
again.
like the simplest and the most complex matchup, those two.
Yeah.
They've both got no powers, no special abilities.
Yeah.
And yet they're both, it's such a complex relationship. That's got to be number
You know
one,
what?
actually.
Only
It's been covered for years. I mean,
Yeah.
the first cartoon probably came out in like the 80s or even earlier actually.
Earlier than that.
Probably, yeah.
In comics before that, so that would
Yeah.
probably be my top
It's
three.
probably the most consistent fight across mediums.
Mm.
We're talking like movies, animated,
True.
games as
Yeah.
well. I feel like it's
Yeah.
the fight we've probably seen the most
But it's only
above Goku.
Two
Frieza,
Jokers
Luke,
have won the Oscar as well.
they have.
Mm.
Well,
Two.
There's got to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
a stat with award-winning like actors for those hero and villains.
Well, because it's a no. It comes with a lot when you're playing that character. There's an
Yeah.
expectation. You're playing a character who's over 75 years old.
Yeah.
Now as well.
And there's so many different variations.
There's
of it as
so many
well.
variations, but the core of it, people know within 2 seconds. Yeah, he's nailed it, or he's done a bobbins job.
Yeah.
Do you know
That's
what I
why
mean?
I had loads of respect for Joaquin Phoenix when he did it in just the Joker film.
Yeah.
Because for Heath Ledger to win the Oscar as the Joker and everyone to go, no one can touch that role again.
Yeah.
And then he
And to
walks
come and
in
do that.
and wins the Oscar with such an incredible performance in
Yeah.
itself.
And then the second time to start singing.
Oh my!
I ain't seen it. Have you seen it?
Of course not.
I ain't seen it either.
I'm glad we're on the same
I
page.
need to watch it. I need to watch it, but at the same time, I'm not paying for it. I'm
Yeah.
waiting so I can do a little stream on wherever it comes out on because I'm
Loves
not
wanted
eager
to
for
watch it so many times. I'm sorry, look, I just can't. I can't watch like the greatest Joker showman rip off.
it. No.
Can't do it.
Why do you think they did that? Because
When you watch the trailer,
They
I
don't
honestly
like
thought,
money.
oh, okay, I like how it's like maybe it's like his demented dreams, like what's in his head. But then from all I've ever heard, it's just gone completely, like loads of it is that, you know what I mean? I thought there were going to be like just moments where it's what's in his head, but there's apparently like loads of musical numbers in it. I'm like, maybe they just overdid that. I don't know, but
Anything more than one musical number
Yeah.
was enough.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Absolutely.
You've already
Is
done
that
it
not
wrong.
because we're guys though?
Not at all.
I mean, this is the thing. I'm not a
at all.
fan of musicals.
That's what I'm saying.
La La
Exactly.
Land's one of my favourite films, and I've said that bare times on this thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just not the place for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going out to do a
Demented
musical.
murderer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
where's
that's-
he fitting in with
yeah,
that?
considering the difference between like the first film and the second film, have they just gone completely in the wrong direction? Arguably, yes. Because the first one, he was so like, because this is the thing, Heath Ledger was such a psychopath, but I thought Joaquin Phoenix's version was so clever because it was like, I walked out of that film feeling uncomfortable. I felt like I was in the mind of a serial killer because he wasn't a very scary bloke, but then he'd just
No.
be like, you know, twitching and or schizo and shit.
Yeah,
and he'd be,
no, true.
And
Do
he
you know
was he was understandable
yes.
in
That's
terms of
such a
his
good- yeah.
circumstances.
Could see where it,
Yeah. Whereas Heath Ledger's was definitely just more like destruction for
Yeah,
destruction's
just
sake.
chaos.
It was the
people
first
just wanna
kind
watch
of
the world burn.
villain or Joker that you like had sympathy for and that you could feel a connection to, which is what sold it so
Totally,
hard.
mate.
Every
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
Joker,
I
you
absolutely
like
agree.
creep and that
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of thing.
you could see the method behind the madness in every single sense of it.
It just felt like a Gaga push, didn't it? Like,
Oh,
she's
God.
back
That's
to
what I think
singing.
it
Let's do
was.
like 5-10 songs.
Quote
like
that
you
out,
said, with-
Gaga push, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like an album or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go.
She's touched it. You know, the worst rated Simpsons episode ever is her episode. Not a joke. You type in.
Really?
You've got the Simpsons. How many Simpsons episodes
I
are
was
there?
just going to say,
You've
this,
got 38 seasons, and hers is the dead last. And I watched it not
that's
too long
saying
ago.
something like that.
Not a great episode because it's just a big advert for her the entire time. I'm telling you, lowest rated episode. How many
What's funny,
episodes
for
are there?
someone that in pop culture, everybody seems to think she's dead nice. Like, I can't
780,
imagine a world-
781.
so nearly 1,000 episodes,
And
and
hers
yours
is
is the worst.
dead
That's
last.
saying something like that.
Simpsons has been on that long and it's still shorter than One Piece. That's crazy.
It is. It's a very good point because One Piece up to like 1100 now.
Because I'm not
disgusting.
a One Piece fan.
No,
so-
I'm not. I know many people tried to convince me, but I'm not. I can't jump on that train.
How long's it been going?
25 years.
Too long.
Yeah.
he's so right as well. Look at
There you go,
this.
look.
1,000 episodes.
See, I'm not just throwing it
Sorry,
out.
what?
Lisa,
When am I going to watch this?
Lisa Goes Gaga is considered one of the worst episode rated. Some say it's the lowest rated episode
That's
in
great
history.
trivia from you to know that out of 781
Thank you.
episodes, that it's the Gaga.
What I know is what I know, Splinter, and what I know is Simpsons.
Would you say
this is
you've-
why this man has a podcast?
Yeah. Would you say you've watched every episode of The Simpsons?
I'm close.
Absolutely.
I'm
At the
close.
moment, yeah. He's on a run.
I'm on a,
yeah.
I'm on a thing. The thing with me and my wife is we have a main show we're watching, which is our Severance, which is Invincible, which is whatever, and we have a background show where I'm doing design work or whatever. We're blazing through.
Noise shows.
No show, right?
Yeah, good point.
Right now, I'm the back of nearly finishing Prison Break. At the end of season 4, we'll chat about it, Splinter.
Although I can't believe that's your background show.
It's
That
a good
feels
show,
way
so
too
though, because
intense
it's
for
not
me to
really
be
background because I'm
right,
locked in. But the Simpsons one where I watched as a kid, as most like people who
Yeah,
are in their
same,
mid
yeah.
to late 20s did, loved that show. So now I'm watching now, but I'm watching it reverse. So like started at the newest season, I'm going back. So I'm on like season
I
9
thought
now.
But then
It
again,
is,
is
but
it
I
probably
like
getting more
seeing-
offensive? So then is
We
it
talked
getting
about this.
funnier?
It's crazy later on.
Is it?
Crazy because Bart's calling Nelson calls
Sorry.
people gay all the time. His insults. Homer's mad racist early on. Barker's got an Asian friend, and he's so racist.
You would think it would have been the other way around.
No, I'm saying that back then though, like when it was in like the 90s or whatever,
okay,
and they just weren't bothered about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Can
Like
you imagine
Nelson's
the
calling
Simpsons
people
around 9/11? Can you imagine the stuff that they would have said?
mental.
It would-
Nelson's
it would-
calling people like fruitcakes for wearing coloured on a tie. It's crazy. It's so much.
Doesn't Bart call someone the F word? Little gay slur that I will not repeat on a live
No.
podcast. I thought you said he
I
did.
feel like
No, he
would've.
calls. Oh no, maybe it did happen.
I thought you said
I
maybe.
feel like I've heard
Yeah.
that as
Maybe
well.
I'm sure
just
you
type
said
in
that on
Simpsons
this podcast.
FAGGOT.
I'm sure you said that on this podcast.
No, I think no. He
Nelson-
said
or it's
Spacker.
Nelson, is it?
He
Yeah.
said Spacker,
Spacker, that's
a
the
good
one.
few times, but it wouldn't surprise
That's
me
that's a goat.
if they
word
said
for me. I
hard.
can't-
If they said the hard F word.
Yeah. I feel like Mong and Spacker in Manchester
They
is
say
like a term
both.
of endearment.
It
You know?
is.
It's like,
in the sense that's just
But
Nelson's
I feel
vocabulary.
like just in British culture, insults are terms.
yeah.
absolutely, man.
Like, come on, you bellend.
Exactly, yeah.
It is.
You know what
I mean, it's like, do you remember there was a period where, like, I think the C word, cunt, I don't know why I'd like,
Censor
yeah,
yourself.
Censor myself. But in America,
We'll have
I
to put an
genuinely think
explicit
only in
mark
the
on
last
this
10 years
episode.
they've put that even in films. The C word was like,
yeah, it feels like it's traveled.
yeah,
more
man, it was
across-
like sacrilege to say cunt
Yeah,
in
yeah.
America.
They don't really say it at all. They're
No,
not
but like
saying
even when,
it.
do you remember when Jim Jeffries dropped it? And like
But he's
10 years ago-
Australian though.
Exactly,
they
but
love
because
it.
that was the point of his sketch. He was saying
Yeah.
that he says it all the time, and Americans look at him like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's because Americans lean on like asshole.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, their
That's
vocabulary is dry though.
It's
They're
dry.
saying the
It's
same.
like,
That's their hard one, isn't it?
yeah. That's a good
you
one.
ass,
Yeah.
like jackass.
Have you got some at Splinter?
Have I got something?
Oh, you look like you had
I
it.
thought you were Googling
You
it
were looking over like you had.
No,
like you
I
just
was
searched it.
originally
Liam's Tism was
searching.
Did you
just
say
swaying
it?
like that, looking at you. Just
I thought
like-
you said you had something. Did he say it?
Yeah.
Well, no, I was searching whether or not Bart used the slurs, but I didn't want that in my search history.
Fair enough,
So
I can't be
I
mad at
just
that.
decided to
I
stay
can't be mad
quiet.
at that. You know what? It'll be on the screen now, and if you're audio listening, give it a search yourself.
Yeah.
Should we keep it going then? Because we've got a lot of stuff to get through
Yeah.
today. So
First of all, though,
Go
I
on.
think I know you were going to move on to something else, but we wanted just to give you the opportunity to explain the origin behind your artist name.
oh yeah, of course. Let's go
Okay.
with that first.
Shout out the anime heads back home.
I knew it was going to be. I knew it was going to be Dragon Ball. I knew it was going to be
Yeah.
Power Levels over 9,000.
yeah,
I knew
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I knew
So,
it. So explain to Sam and anyone else.
So basically, I'm a Zim-born artist. Grew up in South Africa, America, England. My name is Munashe. That's my government name. I just go by Nash. But I always wanted to use my name, but obviously growing up, I mean, even the teachers couldn't get it right, man.
Yeah.
Like, the variations I used to hear of my name was crazy.
I imagine.
Like, so I went with Omo because I was always interested in Japanese culture growing
Cool,
up, from
yeah.
anime, things like that. Because Munashe is Omo in Japanese. And
Oh, sick.
it's quite
That's cool.
interesting because a lot of Japanese culture overlaps with Zim culture. Like we have a lot of the
didn't
same
know that.
I wouldn't have
names,
thought that.
stuff like Tanaka,
Okay.
Munashe being Omo. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy that there's even translations
Yeah.
like that. And then the 9K used to be 9,000. One, because I was a big Andre 3000 fan
Mhm.
growing
that.
up. And then obviously the
I got it
over
there.
9,000. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
And the combination. And then it just became 9K after my first like proper Manchester show where
Yeah.
basically I was getting interviewed and this guy was like 9,000. Why don't you just go by 9K? I was like, that actually sounds really cool.
That's how the
Yeah.
best
But
nicknames
it's-
start when
people
someone
call
else
Andre
sets it
3000
for you.
Andre 3K all the time, don't they? So like,
Yeah.
I like it.
But I wanted
Really
to,
work for-
hold true to the name.
yeah, man. I
But
like
then
that.
obviously as you start seeing content and stuff, it's
Yeah.
like Omo 9,000. It was like, became a bit of a wordful. So yeah, it just became Omo 9K and then just 9K. up
Class.
until now.
I wouldn't have thought that. Tanaka, you say. You're from Zimbabwe?
Yeah, we have Tanaka
I
and
never
they
would
have
have thought
Tanaka.
that. I've never heard that.
There's literally like a list. There's so many names and words where it's exact translations.
Mad.
So it makes me think
That is
like maybe
interesting.
ancient history.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
yeah, because
good point.
you would have think, I mean, even just geographically, like those cultures are so far
They're
away.
so far apart.
I wouldn't have seen how that
Yeah.
that would have overlapped so long
when you
ago.
think the
Interesting.
ocean, that there's an ocean between
Yeah,
them.
divides
Mad.
them.
So
Oh,
there
shit,
would have
yeah.
probably been some sort of thing because
That's interesting.
I mean, one of my friends, he's from Bermuda.
Mhm.
Class.
And
Did you ever get lost?
I always say that
Sorry.
to him. But his surname is literally Ming, but it's because of
Oh,
ancient,
nice.
like up his lineage. He's from like the
East
Chinese
Asia,
Empire.
Yo, that's
That's
taught me
cool.
something like that. I never
He's
knew
like
that.
Caribbean.
Yeah, we're
you know what I
learning
mean?
things. This
Yeah,
podcast, we're
literally,
learning stuff.
so-
You speak
Cover-
Bemba?
Cover all bases.
Yeah, what's Bemba?
I thought that was the national language of
Oh.
Zimbabwe.
Oh, bless him.
Never mind. Let's keep it going.
Did you see? He thought he got some white points in there, didn't he? Yeah. He's like,
that's-
ally. I'm an ally.
Bembo.
That's the national language. Give it a search, Splinter. Anyway, let's keep it
Splinter,
going.
Don't embarrass.
Do you want to keep going, Sam?
And then classic. He's telling you from Zimbabwe. Yeah, it is. I'm telling you.
I know it is.
Classic gaslighting.
Keep going. Come on.
Right, go on then.
do you want to do
introduce the next bit then?
Okay, go on then. So we've got a segment we do on every artist that comes on, Desert Island Discs.
Mhm.
So 3 albums, rest of your life, Desert Island.
Mhm.
What are those albums to put you on the spot? So you need serious replayability.
Mm.
So only 3.
Oh yeah.
3.
And I'm there for life.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, especially because he's getting dogged on right now. But
Oh, he's gonna drop Drake in it.
yeah.
There's some good Drake albums though.
But that's because
Depends
as
which
a
one, though.
rapper,
Yeah.
as a rapper, I have to put that up there.
Which one are you going for though? Depends what kind of mood.
Take care, innit?
Take Care is the obvious one. Yeah.
Take care. is
2011
like
Take Care.
Just the
I think it's got the most.
the musical
Yeah, yeah.
diversity, really. Kanye West, 808 and Heartbreaks.
Nice.
Oh, I'm
I
surprised
love
you went for that
808s, you know.
Yeah.
He's not a massive fan of
Like,
808s.
I'm-
We're both
Yeah,
huge
diehard
Kanye fans. Oh, yay.
What's your favorites?
Oh, my favourite's Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by far.
See,
I know
Mine's
it's the cliche.
Graduation.
I know it's
But
the
I
cliche.
love 808s.
both are great choices.
Yeah.
There's almost no wrong answers though.
There's no wrong
Yeah,
answer.
There's no wrong
absolutely,
answers.
I
to
think
great
808 and
albums.
Heartbreak simply because there's gonna be times I might be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graduation, you're not gonna really get that sadness.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, for me, just 808 and Heartbreaks has a nice variety
Nice one.
of different
Yeah,
sounds.
fair
We
play.
spoke about it last week because we spoke about long outros and Say
Yeah.
You Will has got a massive outro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alongside, you know, fun fact, 808s, apart from obviously his gospel album, is the only album that's completely clean. Not one cuss word
Is
in all
it?
of 808s.
That
Not
might
one cuss
also be
word.
why.
Which is kind of mad.
Yeah.
Think about it, but it is
Fair
quite
play.
a clean album. The stuff he's talking about is
Yeah.
great storytelling, Heartbreak, Streetlights, RoboCop.
Yeah.
These are
That's what I
great
mean.
songs.
These
Yeah.
are all-
Great
like when you
songs.
go
I
through
love
the
that
track
song.
list, it's Streetlights are so.
Oh,
There's
so
so
good.
many
Yeah,
great
man.
songs in that album.
Yeah. And then Daniel Caesar did it again, and it was so good as
Love
well.
Lockdown. There's so many great ones. See You My Nightmares. There's not a one song that's time I don't know every
It
single
was
word to.
like a revolutionary album.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
it changed the
Considering-
landscape of hip hop.
Considering, and this is the thing, like I know people have got their opinions on him, but we'll always argue on it
Mm.
that when this guy walks around talking like he's the Don, you can't argue with
You
it.
can't.
How many
No.
times has he absolutely changed the game? 808s and Heartbreaks is by far my least favorite Kanye album, and it's better than like so many people's.
Yeah, it is.
That moment in history that album had.
Yeah.
No.
He's
Alone-
changed sound so
Exactly.
many times. Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Heartless at the top there. 1 billion views. Billion listens.
1.5, yeah, nearly 1.
yeah, and ironically, it's his
Lord.
biggest tune, isn't it?
And it came out 15 plus years ago, at
Yeah.
least. Mental. Right, so you got a 12-track album then
Mhm.
in that one. What's your third to close it out? Maybe you need like a Chris Brown, like 65-track album.
Yeah, yeah. What's
just
the Mac
need to put me
DeMarco one with like
Mac DeMarco's,
134
yeah.
songs on it?
Yeah,
or
Mac
something?
DeMarco's 12 hours long of
Yeah.
That's
music.
the one, yeah.
It's like 240 tracks.
This is gonna be left field.
Go on.
Daft Punk.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
Um,
Random Access Memories.
I can't remember the name of the album.
Is it the self-titled one? Daft Punk or?
No, there was a short movie released along with it, an animated one.
Oh.
It's a classic one.
It's not a
What was it
Discovery.
I was going to say, is it not Discovery now?
It might be. It might be because I know.
Oh, hang on. Is it it's the one with
Interstellar 5555.
Interstellar.
So which was the album that's tied to this? Because I know
Yeah.
that
oh, right.
what's the one that begins with V? It's got
What, the
V8
album?
VRQ or something. It's got a weird name, and I know that's from that anime that you're talking about,
Yeah.
and I can't think what it's called. But it's on that whatever that
Whatever
tape
that
is.
album
That is Harder, Better, Faster, Strong. No, One More Time.
Is that
So
what
is
it
that
is?
Discovery?
Most likely will be
Yeah.
Discovery.
That the blue people.
You pull up
there.
the track list for this, please, Splinter. So Splinter's just for audio listeners,
I
just
own-
pulling up the track. This is
Do you know the only reason I know that?
Go
I
on.
was showing music videos to the kids I was teaching at school the other day,
Mm.
and
it hurt my heart.
it was
to hear
it was
that.
already like getting blood from the stone.
Voyager. That was it.
we were watching, we were watching.
They don't know none of
They're
this,
nothing.
man. They don't.
That's Verdisco. When I was trying to remember what it is, that's the one I'm talking about. That's got in the music video
Ah,
has
Yeah.
the thing. But yeah, that's a left field one. I like it.
So,
like it. It's a good one.
Just because, again, variety,
Yeah.
different emotions. Because I'm thinking it's forever, man.
Forever,
Yeah,
you
man.
need some variety.
You need
Absolutely.
variety.
You
I
can't
be
free the
there,
same
like,
things.
hyping trap
No.
music
Yeah.
all the time.
You need
or
something
mellow
sad.
You want to
all
laugh,
the
you want to
time.
cry, you want to dance.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
need some. You need
a
some.
bit of
You need a nice
variety.
mixed bag. I respect
What
it.
did you
No,
guys say?
I respect them.
We haven't
three.
done it yet, to be honest.
Oh, fuck, have
we
we
haven't
not?
actually done it.
I'd really struggle, you know.
I'd definitely struggle. Off the top of your head, though, the first that come to your mind,
It would be My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Blonde.
Blonde is fair.
And
Tyler.
yeah, I was going to say it.
Not Channel Orange.
No, we've had this
Mine would be
conversation a
Channel
few
Orange.
times.
Channel Orange is in there for me.
I prefer Channel Orange to Blonde. funny enough.
So do you know what's
We
so
spoke
funny?
about this
Literally
so
last
many
night,
times.
I've got 2 Blonde records. I had, and I sold one to my mate last night. And he came and picked it up, and we were having this exact discussion. I think it depends on where you were at in your like fandom of Frank Ocean when these albums came out. I've discussed with him a few times because like Kendrick Lamar's my goat, but like I got into Kendrick Lamar quite late. I mean, I'm 26, but when Damn came out, I was just before Damn came out, I was like a fan of Kendrick Lamar. So Damn was the first album that came out that I was a fan when it came out. Do you know what I mean? So Damn has such a staple for me.
Yeah.
Even though I know by far it's not
It's
even
his
my
worst
favorite
tape.
album of his. Yeah, but
I
like
don't know about worse.
no, absolutely
No, it's
not.
his worst.
No,
it's
it's
fine.
not.
It's fine to say it's his worst.
Damn's not.
Yeah, of course it is.
No, it's not.
Damn
It's
had
To
the
Pimp a
most
Butterfly.
hits.
I think Section 8 is
No, it's not.
nowhere
It's
near
To
as good
Pimp a
as Damn.
Butterfly. It's Good Kid, Mad City.
You wait,
And then
wait.
it's-
Both of you aren't putting Good Kid as one.
I
No, it's
put
the
Good
here.
Kid
I'll
It's
put
as
here.
it. I'll put it.
It's
as
here.
one.
Absolutely, bro. Come on.
No,
100%.
it's here. The storytelling's better, but the sound and everything is so much bigger and more complex in To Pimp a Butterfly. It's very different. But it's the
hear
same
what
with
you're
Channel
saying.
Orange and Blonde. I'm also enormous that I was listening to Frank when it came out in Channel Orange,
And
and it's
that's
a
what I mean.
perfect sequel
Yeah.
where everything he did in that he made bigger, and the sounds are bigger, the atmosphere's bigger, the storytelling's bigger, everything's bigger. But I do prefer Channel Orange. I
Well,
know
that's exactly the perfect point, though. I think if you were a fan when Channel Orange came out,
Yeah,
it was like
I think that's
do you
what
know
it
I mean?
is because
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
time
yeah.
Blonde rolled round, I wasn't as tuned in as
Yeah.
a fan at that point.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And then when I listened to it, I was like, this is what I waited for.
yeah.
So I kind of just fell off of that. But when Channel Orange came, it was like, whoa, I've just come
Okay.
off future nostalgia.
Right, yeah,
Then
yeah.
I hear this and I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah, I get you.
So, yeah,
I get you.
crazy.
Well, that was the thing. I think, like, because growing up, like, my dad was into loads of 70s soul, so I had loads of 70s soul. And then there was lots of like indie rock, and it was all kind of rock stuff, really. Like, my dad was big in Pearl Jam and that. But then I got to college, like sixth form college, and it was like Foles and indie rock, and then there was like a moment where it just switched to just like, I think it was Kendrick Lamar, really. But I was always into Kanye, but like Kanye was just about as rap as it got for me growing up. Do you know what I mean? So like,
And he was doing his own thing. At
yeah,
that point
exactly.
as
Yeah.
well.
So you got to think like Blonde and Damn. Is that 2016? You gotta
2016.
think I'm
is-
18. I've just finished college. I've just hit
17.
music uni. Like it was like a wave.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
That
So
makes
like
sense, that makes
Blonde,
sense.
and at the end of the day, I think Blonde is an album that like there will never be a moment in life ever again where anyone releases an album that left field to me.
There might never be an album where he releases an album
That's fucking true. Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Christ.
Especially when you add the moment of him doing the live stream, like
Oh
the day
my
before.
God, yeah.
to,
Exactly, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that whole, as a
Yeah.
whole moment, that was insane.
Yeah.
And he finessed the bag.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did. Yeah.
God. Yeah.
oh.
Exactly.
Was it with Interscope? Who was he with at the time when he was doing that?
Yeah, he was with
I think it-
Interscope.
yeah, it was.
and it
He
was
was
for
telling
10
that
mil.
story. Yeah, crazy.
Frank Ocean single-handedly put who knows however many artists under 360 deals because of what he pulled off.
Absolutely, man.
Like, it's insane.
I mean, what he put out wasn't trash though. Like the album that's only on like
Nah, it was-
SoundCloud.
Yeah, that
the one
visual
that,
album. Yeah.
yeah, when he's making like I don't know chairs and tables. I don't know what he was doing. The
Yeah, he was
woodwork
just
and
in
stuff,
some
but
mad industrial room,
I respect
just like
it.
smashing stuff
I
up.
respect it.
So I think that was 3. Was that my 3? Do you want to give us 3?
Yeah, I'll go.
I'm going to change it in an hour. Do you know
yeah,
what
I
mean?
would change it. As soon as we finish, it'll
'Cause
be a
it's
different
hard,
three.
bro.
Exactly, man.
Forever.
I'll go Channel Orange again.
Yeah.
King Sid in one. I said it'd probably be mine as well. Color and Book, Chance the Rapper. I
a good
love that
album.
album.
That is a good
Ooh,
album.
Wait, yeah.
I really like
That was
that because
the
it's
first
such a
album to win
mix.
Grammy
Of,
unsigned.
was it?
Yeah.
There you go.
But then
Because
again,
it's a good
I did
mix
argue,
of rap, but also gospel,
Oh,
and it
hell yeah.
fits so well.
Yeah.
It fits so well having
Well,
Kurt
Ultralight
Franklin, I
Beam
think-
with Kanye and Chance the Rapper is
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
my
yeah.
all-time favorite
I
songs.
know it
And I
is.
don't know why it never made the main album, man.
Yeah, not that
Kanye's,
version. No, of
no,
course it
true.
didn't. It was just thingy.
For Life of
Um,
Pablo.
Absolutely.
To close it out, give
And
me.
Blessing, bro. Blessing is amazing.
Blessing.
Yeah, I love that album. I go back and listen to it all the time. Almost every
The
song has
SNL
got
version as well,
ultimate
Blessings.
repeatability.
Is that the one that's got like literally like Anderson Packs on it?
Yeah.
He
brought
I think
everyone in.
Bilal's on it. I
He
can't
changes
remember.
a lot what he does in that performance as well.
Yeah.
But I can't think of what
Oh,
the third is
Chance,
now.
what happened, man?
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
that's such an amazing question.
Hot damn hot bomb.
Don't
Hot
sing hot
shower.
shower. No hot shower in the studio.
Fucking
No Hot Shot.
Oh,
I like the
what happened?
opening song on the
Downgrade
Big
of a
Day.
great artist in every sense.
I really like the opening song on Big Day, and that's the only one.
That's the only one.
And the rest of it
I
was
liked
like,
that,
good Lord,
that
this is
holy
horrible.
tune he did with Justin Bieber. It was a very pop tune, but it was such a well produced pop tune.
Yeah, there's none of his on his biggest songs. None of them are from
This album was crazy from
Thingy.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, honestly, Peaches I thought was a fucking tune.
Peaches. Is a big.
I still
tune.
play that. at gigs
Heavy
all the
album.
time.
This. How many tunes? It have 40 tunes.
16.
Oh, 16. It's a lot of hitters on it.
That
Fairs.
album made Benny
Justin's
Blanco
always
a
doing
million.
Justin
I
does, though.
just know it.
Yeah, let me close it out with Graduation.
Yeah, fair
Close it out with Graduation. But like I said, it could change
Yeah.
genre per genre,
Well, this is it.
day to day.
And
I
the
could
funny
change
thing
it.
is, if I look at my three, every artist I picked there, I could take another album off them.
Yeah.
Oh
And I've not
yeah,
even put
agreed,
Kendrick out there,
agreed,
which is
agreed.
There's multiple that you could have from there. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you put it in a
absolutely.
greatest hits as an album because that could
Oh,
be a
well-
cheeky one.
Mm.
Because one's like
Well, there
Tupac's
isn't a
greatest hits.
Yeah, there isn't a
But
Kendrick
they've got
one
would
yet.
you
20
just saying
tracks.
artist? Like
True, but it's
what
official.
artist catalog would
Well,
you take?
Well, catalogue itself.
Well,
would
that
be
gets
different.
that way too,
Well, we'll get to
isn't
that. We'll keep it
Yeah,
moving on
yeah,
because we've got a lot to talk
Spoilers.
to. You've got to take us through the BBL and nothing to do with batties.
Yeah.
The British Basketball
BBL,
League
Jeezy.
and how that happened, how it got together.
Yeah.
Please tell us that story of how that came together and what happened.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it started probably 6 years ago, which is crazy how life works out, man. 6 years ago, I'm just an upcoming artist in Manchester trying to make a name for myself, try and create a bit of momentum. I've dropped a couple of songs, I think, because I'm like 8 years deep now. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm about 2 years into my career. I've now like released a couple of songs where it's like, okay, these are pretty good. People are liking these. I'm now getting booked for a couple of shows here and there. I meet this guy named Mark. He basically was like running events at Off the Square. Back when Off the Square was early days.
What's his surname?
I
know him.
You know Mark. He moved.
Yeah.
He moved.
He used to do Zombie Shack for all the gigs at
Yeah.
R&TM.
Yes. Yes. I forgot his
I hope he
surname.
don't hear this.
Shout out Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Mark.
He's put a lot of people on in the city, to be fair.
Honestly,
Yeah.
especially around that era, like
Yeah. He used to get a lot of stick from people at R&TM.
yeah,
Because some of them were shit gigs, but like he literally
But
gave
he was putting his name out
Yeah.
there for it.
he
Like,
gave every young artist in Manchester their first gig.
100%.
How is that a criticism?
Off the
How can
Square
you
wouldn't
criticise
be
that?
what it is today without what he was doing
Absolutely.
back then.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
so many events run off from Off the Square now. But
Yeah.
anyway, I
Popping off
met
that
Mark.
place.
He gave me opportunities and he introduced me to his business partner at the time. Shout out Kill Miami. And yeah, they were telling me they were starting a sync business. Back then,
That's what you said.
Yeah,
Sam was
didn't-
guessing this.
I wanted to ask you about that. Carry on.
Yeah,
Carry on.
but
We'll
we'll
get back to it.
You can,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
ask me questions about it. But basically, at the time, I didn't even know what sync was. I was like,
Yeah.
what the F? Like,
Mm.
okay.
It is a myth as well.
It's
You know what I mean?
it's a myth.
It's
right?
like something we'll all want to crack and we never can. Well,
Literally.
you did. Go on, carry
Hey,
on.
come on. So yeah, that was that. Made that connection. Fast forward 4 years later now. I've now made a name for myself, done headline shows, yada yada yada, made some noise in the city. And Kill Miami has now hit me up years later. And he's just like, they've had my music in their catalog for like 2-3 years at this point. And then he just hits me up out of the blue. He's like, yo, we've got this partnership that we want to do. And I heard your track Hallelujah, and it has the sound that we want to do for this
Yeah.
track. It's like, okay, like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, then we started talking, and it started like falling into place. Like, oh, this is what's happening. And then we made the song. We went to the studio. It was like in some like, I kid you not, it looked like what's that film with the sunken place?
Get Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. I kid you not. It was some compound in the middle of nowhere. We drove.
What have I
down.
got myself into?
What am I? I thought
They
I was
told me
gonna-
this was for a song.
And then we got there. I see.
Sorry, I just turned to the screen
You just
and
pulled
Splitter's
the
got
house.
Get Out on. The amount of time he does this, we're having a conversation, and you just turn around.
It was the house.
Oh,
like,
what? So the
that-
studio was in a house,
in a house like that in the middle of
like an
nowhere.
artist residency,
Yeah,
right?
Just
yeah.
thought I was pulling up just the house for the.
Literally.
context.
The amount of times to turn around on that screen makes no sense to me.
But yeah, well, carry on.
You're
So
looking
you're
at
at the
the scale of
house.
the universe.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Sorry, go on.
So I'm at this house now. We've arrived. Then I see the studio. I'm like, whoa, this is what's going on. Okay. We made the song, was a great vibe. Shout out Lady Ice as well. We both collaborated on the song, made the song, and I thought that's that. I'm going to get some money off that and royalties down the line, of course. And then 3 months later, he hits me up again. He's like, we're performing at O2 next year. I'm like, wait, the O2? Because I thought maybe the Manchester one.
Yeah. Everything's the O2 in Manchester now, isn't it?
Everything's the O2. We had like
O2
two
Ritz,
O2s.
the O2 Apollo, the O2 Academy.
Honestly. And he's like, nah, O2 London. I'm like, oh shit. Like, and then as time went on, I'm finding out more. Then it's like, oh, it's being streamed on Sky Sports. And I'm like, oh, snap. And then there's a whole campaign, there's adverts, there's a shoot, and yeah, man. So it was definitely like an incredible moment. And just goes to show, you never know where someone's gonna be, man, because it all came from that connection with Mark 6 years before. Like, so yeah.
It reminds me of that quote you say, your net work is your net worth.
100%.
So obviously that's you had a good connection and they've said, hey, we think you're good for this. And then next thing you know, you're performing Sky Sports Live. You do what in the, was it half time? Before they started?
It was before the finals game.
Oh, gotcha.
So obviously they'd done a few games. They'd done the women's tournament as well.
Yeah.
And then the final game, it was London Lions versus Cheshire Phoenix. Yeah. Before the final game, they basically had us perform live and everything. It was incredible. It was like, at the time, the stadium was not fully full, but there was still like 10,000 people.
Yeah, it's
and
insane,
also you're not accounting for, do you know what the numbers were of people watching, like
That's
at home,
a good
who
point.
people tuning in?
Televised numbers.
Because then if you're adding that on as well, that's a lot of eyeballs on it.
It was a lot. I'm not too sure on the exact figure, but I know when they did the campaign for the song itself, it was like on 1 million views. So,
Nuts.
Yeah.
Did you see a spike like in your own social, your own
100%.
videos? You see a lot more engagement.
I saw a lot of followers coming. I mean, my stories were blowing up like crazy.
Yeah, I reposted it.
So definitely like the biggest moment in my career so far. So yeah.
So far.
I like
that's
that.
the
I was just
attitude.
going to say that.
That's my biggest this year, last year even.
Yeah.
I respect it. I love it. I want to get on as well because I couldn't see, did a deep dive on your Instagram, but for an artist, you keep it very low key. Because some people have had it on. We had on George, the CEO of Soulsplay. He had 100,000 TikToks to go through together.
Yeah.
Real deep dive. Yours is a little more carefully
curated. Yeah.
Carefully curated is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
What is going on with you in this video game one? Because I tried to go through even our messages at the time and found out and there was nothing I could see on it. If you're legally allowed to talk about it.
I'm legally allowed to
NDA's up to his eyeballs.
So, I'm basically the main music not engineer. I don't know what the word, composer, I guess. Yeah, I'm the main composer on a video game coming out called Yasuke Lost Descendant. Check that out on YouTube.
Okay.
IGN trailer out there. Amazing video game. So I'm the main sound designer on that. The reason you couldn't find much is because a lot of stuff I'm not allowed to share yet.
Yeah, it's intentional then. Yeah.
So like there's a whole theme song that was created, and every time that people have heard the theme song, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is incredible!" And I've not even been able to put it out yet.
Oh really? Have you got a date on that? Did they imagine? Is that this year, or are they waiting for?
Oh yeah, I've managed to like agree to a date this year. Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to tell us that date?
For the game.
Yeah.
Oh no, the game's not this year. The song will be
the song.
Gotcha.
Nah, the game not this year.
So it was like a concept trailer, the one that got put out, because I tried to find it again and couldn't find it, but I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
On Instagram at the time.
It was pretty much a first beta trailer. That was on IGN. Yeah. It's been on loads of gaming awards. It's also been on Format GG. Shout out Simran who's been putting that together. So like it's in the works basically.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's one where to answer the first part to the question. Yeah. I curate my world basically to tell a story. There's plenty of archive posts. Like I'm sure you can agree on this. Plenty of stuff goes into the background, but it's just because my influences, when you look at people like Kanye West, again, people like Daft Punk, people like Pharrell Williams, even MF Doom. MF Doom, like they create a world that people can immerse themselves in. And for me, as a creative, as a musician, and as an art lover, just art in general, from the studio itself, it's like you want to be immersed in something. So I always try and make my Instagram feel like that, where the minute you land, you might not know me, but
you get a good picture of what you're about.
Yeah,
I like
in like
it.
Totally,
15
man.
seconds, you need to be able to understand. Okay, he likes vibrant colors.
Yeah.
He has a lot of popping themes, and you know, so
Those are the words of someone who's done marketing as a job
yeah.
and knows what they're talking about. Well, you know, we'll have you on back when it does come out,
Yeah,
or
man.
just before,
Mm.
and you've got more to talk about it because we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
The question is, are we going to see you in Fortnite as a playable character then? Because at this point,
Fortnite, run me the bag.
Yeah,
at this point, every man and his dog will be on Fortnite before the end of
He's
the
going to
year.
be running
I
next to
assume.
Homelander in Warzone.
Yeah.
in spring. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's getting like that in a minute.
Even
But
Tom Hardy's in Fortnite, and they just put him.
Fuck up, is he?
Yeah,
Everyone's
they
in-
put him in a bomber jacket and jeans. Like he's not a
Just as
character.
Tom Hardy.
It's Tom Hardy. It's
Yeah.
not Eddie
bro.
Brock Venom. It's Tom Hardy. In
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Jesus Christ. Marcus Rashford's going to be in Fortnite.
I'm surprised he isn't already
Yeah, literally.
in his West Ham kit or
Oh
whatever
my
he is.
God, let's have a look at
Well-
it. Oh, literally,
Yeah.
it's just Tom Hardy.
Looks like it.
And that's
Bro, he's just
nuts.
in a bomber and
That's what I'm saying. It's just Tom
Just a little
Oh,
Hardy.
it does say
little
Eddie Brock.
varsity
Oh,
jacket.
okay.
Yeah, but still, why would
But
you put him
still-
in as Eddie Brock when he's fucking Venom?
Surely the name Tom Hardy would be bigger than
Eddie Brock,
Eddie
yeah,
Brock
'cause we
there,
don't know
as
Eddie
if you were
Brock,
going to
we
do
know
this
who-
as a marketing thing.
Who
and
the
you've
hell's
got-
Tom Hardy
Christ,
is?
that's nuts.
Yeah, mental. Let's keep it going because we got a lot to go through. Do we want to move on to Mount Rushmore? Do you want to go through Grammys first?
Well, should we discuss the Super Bowl while we're at it?
We might as well go on to the Super Bowl, which is this
Excited.
Sunday. So if you're hearing
Yes.
this, it's long gone.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
It's
we'll
long
just
gone.
have, well, we'll have the episode out.
We'll
on
have the episode.
audio episode out.
Yeah,
very
for
quickly.
sure.
What do you reckon's going to go down? You know, because I saw loads of people saying as well that because Trump's there, Kendrick Lamar has the opportunity to just do the funniest thing in the world and just shit all over Donald Trump for 30 minutes.
Well, why would he do that? It'd be a total waste of his time.
He fucking hates him.
Well, I mean,
We
he
all
can
hate
do,
him.
but sure. But I'm saying he's going to do. It's him. It's Scissor. It's Keem.
Yeah.
No one else. And I don't really want anyone else
You don't
coming
think
out there.
Ab's gonna be on that?
No, don't bring Absol. Don't
Mustard's
bring.
going to come out,
don't think
surely.
Mustard
Ah,
probably
Mustard
will come
does.
out. But I don't want to see the rest of. I don't need to see the rest of the. But I know he's always wants to put those guys on.
Yeah.
Unless he brings out. What's he called? Who did win? Who's
J-Rock.
J-Rock. If
Oh,
he
of
comes out and
course.
does J-Rock brings win, I would love to see that because I love that song. But I don't think
That
it
song's
needs to.
not-
Just
yeah.
his discography's already big enough. Where
But Dre
he's
did
got
that.
short-
Dre brought out loads of people from his.
He did, but I think for that was more of a. That was a hip hop. It wasn't more like
It was like a curation of
it was.
hip-hop
It was like
history,
it
that
was
show,
what
wasn't it?
Dre, Snoop, M50,
yeah.
Yeah.
Missy Elliott.
No,
Who-
Missy Elliott
No,
didn't
no,
come
no.
out.
Who was-
It
there was a woman there, though.
It was
Who was it?
Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige. They got. I think it was more just like it's hip hop is on this
Yeah.
year. Where this time because it's him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw. People thought that Tyler was going to be there because he put out one of his music video for Sticky, and it starts with them playing football, and everyone's going, "You're not slick. We know you're going to be there." And he was like, "I'm on tour. Go watch Kenny."
I'm
not
still
gonna be
hoping
there.
he's just having us on, you know.
I don't think he would show up.
Yeah.
For it, but we'll see.
Oh, but this
I don't see
Super
how
Bowl
he would miss
moment-
it. Why would he miss it?
Yeah.
This Super Bowl moment's about to be crazy.
It really is.
And I'm conflicted. I remember I was conflicted.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm conflicted because
Are you staying
Like-
up to watch it?
Because you like Drake. That's why.
because I grew up a Drake fan.
Yeah.
And a Kendrick fan at
Totally.
the same time.
Shout out Hannah.
And
Yeah.
it's but at the same time, it's like, yo, they really gave him the Super Bowl after everything that's happened.
Wow.
After everything that's happened.
5 Grammys for calling someone a pedo.
Hold on, we're not getting into it
For
yet.
God's sake.
We're saving it.
Yeah,
we're saving
right, okay,
it.
we'll get on that.
We're saving
But
it.
anyway,
till we get
it's
there.
for his whole set. Because
Yeah.
so basically, what I've heard is that through the obviously it's I was going to call him Rockefeller,
Rock Nation.
Rock Nation. Thank you. That are putting it on, but it's already been confirmed that they've kind of said to Kendrick, look, you can play the song, but they need to make a decision televising it whether to put the subtitles on of the lyric.
Mm.
Nah,
gonna-
they'll
Not
just
just
put a
that
couple
lyric though, because there's a lot
It's
of.
riddled in it.
He's
innit?
got
Do you
a
know what I
lot
mean?
of
It's like-
lyrics, I think, across a lot of songs. You're not really going to want him to.
No,
fall
but I
for.
mean more the stuff considering Drake's getting very hefty with his lawsuits.
he
Yeah,
dropped
you've
it?
got to
Yeah.
be careful.
Oh well, I did hear he dropped it. Yeah, but
he
this
dropped it.
But
I'm more thinking
who
that
knows
you
what's gonna
know
happen on
if
Sunday?
if Rock Nation and you know whoever's televising it, if they are throwing up the lyrics subtitled of calling Drake something, is it
Yeah.
they're scared of getting sued basically?
I think it's. I don't think they will. I think they'll maybe tell him to make a. I can't remember if they did a clean show last year, but I think they probably will make him just do.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's used to this. Like when you go in and do an
Yeah, of
award
course he is.
show, you
But-
do a clean
He
version of
always
your
makes
song.
different versions.
Exactly, but this is
So-
the thing though with what he's saying about Drake. It's not like it's it's not like he's swearing or anything like that.
No,
it's
it's
more
just-
the content of his lyrics
It's
that's going to be
defamation.
Yeah,
of
that's
character.
exactly what
Yeah.
they're worried about. It's the incriminating.
And if he
But they're
goes
gonna
up
let
on
that run.
stage and plays to 120 million live viewers, then
This
there's
is
no
what I
way
mean.
he gets away with any. Like
Exact-
a lawsuit would come on his desk.
But
the
this is
second
what I
it
mean. So
comes in,
basically,
innit?
this is what I'm saying. Like the companies have already decided, look, he's going to play it, but are we going to put the subtitles up?
I
That's
think they're
basically-
gonna put it
They've got to, haven't they?
because
Really?
after the UMG lawsuit situation,
Yeah, man.
we know how these labels are. They're like, you're gonna come for me?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact they even gave him the Super Bowl after
They picked a side. Do you know what I mean?
They had
Like,
to.
after,
They had
yeah.
to.
like that told us like, oh, we're not finished.
no.
They
And let's not
recognised the culture said,
Yeah.
he's won it. They went, he's won it. He's got it
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And let's not forget the Amazon show as well. He's had athletes, his own friends, LeBron James.
Yeah.
doing, like,
Apparently him and Drake not speaking terms now.
Yeah, he's
'cause
ruined
of that.
friendships.
yeah, it's real friendship. So
Yeah.
I feel like they might not put the subtitles, but they know what they want.
I don't think it makes a difference whether they put subtitles.
Yeah, it
up,
doesn't,
because
because we know the
120
song.
million people are going to be shouting,
Yeah.
trying to strike a chord, but it's probably A minor.
I mean, they
Yeah.
sang it at the Grammys.
Fucking,
They
you got
did.
Taylor
People
Swift
were-
going A minor.
Well, people were singing it at the Grammys.
Did you hear it when he was walking up and they played it? The second
Yeah.
the lyric came out, the whole room
Yeah.
screamed A minor.
Which is mad because most of these people know him
Exactly.
well. So you're talking about your co-worker.
Personal
Yeah.
basis.
You're talking about your
But
colleague.
let's be honest, with just how like active they are in the public eye, most of them are going to be more friends with Drake than they're going to be friends with Kendrick.
Yeah, because Kendrick's
Potentially.
Exactly, because he's always at home. you know.
And he's been around longer. But
Yeah.
should we get onto that now? Talking about the Grammys for it because he
Yeah,
went
go on, Em.
5 for 5.
Can you get us
He
what
won
them
5
all 5 for,
Grammys.
please, Splinter, because I'm
Yeah,
fairly
so
sure.
if you could pull up some of the headlines, he went 5 wins off one song, which matches Drake's all-time Grammy nominations, which is outrageous.
burial.
And I think it's
a
not
burial.
deserving. I do think Drake should have more than that, but still, that's besides the point. To win 5 Grammys on a single song for like best rap performance, best song of the year, best record, it's
Off a
mental.
single.
Off a
Absolutely.
single,
For the people
which
at
is a
home,
diss.
To win a Grammy, you usually have to submit an album.
Oh
and
my God,
one
yeah.
of your songs
And your
Yeah.
soul.
from the album gets
Mhm.
you a Grammy. Off a single.
A throwaway diss track almost.
Which won't make any album.
So a song that wouldn't have come out if he wasn't in a feud. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It wasn't like it was.
But technically,
Insane.
I'm not on his side, but Drake was right when he said Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody hand him a Grammy
Yeah,
right
but
now.
that,
Technically,
that makes Drake right because like
no,
it's
but I
the
think as
truth.
well, it is the truth. It is the
It's
truth.
not Drake said it because it's like, oh,
no,
fucking hell, Kendrick
listen.
could fart and they give him a Grammy. Like, no,
It
it's
does
because
deserve-
it's quality stuff.
It does deserve record of the year because it was the record of the summer,
Yeah.
and it really had that long lasting. Every
Absolutely.
man and his dog knew about
Culturally,
it.
yeah.
Culturally, it deserved it, but ones that didn't maybe deserve it, album of the year,
Oh my
Beyonce,
God.
the lowest rated album with one big tune, didn't rate it
Not at all.
anyway, and it had the lowest amount of weeks. I don't know if you've got it up, Splinter, at all, in the headlines on it. The lowest amount of weeks at number in the top 200 was her album. All the others outperformed in every category on like
Crazy.
sales and views and whatever.
I meant to send it to my iPad. but
Mental.
Billie Eilish is just the single "Birds of a Feather" off that album.
Yeah,
Can you get it up for us, please?
big fat
Splinter?
tune.
Just the statistics, it was like 35 times bigger than Beyonce's
That's what
album,
I mean.
stream-wise. Just the whole album.
Yeah.
That one song of Billie Eilish didn't win.
Billy's been getting shagged on a regular with her nominations. Like,
But she's got 2 Oscars at this point, to my knowledge.
There's a
and
part,
a
yeah.
stack of Grammys, and she's 22.
It's starting to feel like, when a referee is like, gives a foul and then it shouldn't have been a foul, and then the referee's clearly thinking, I shouldn't have given
Yeah.
that, so I'm going to give a foul somewhere else.
Yeah,
I
we
feel like
can't
that's
be
the case
playing
with
that
Billie
though with
Eilish now.
awards though.
Billie Eilish has won
no.
that many. They've just kind of
But
like,
she's
oh.
because
what?
she's missed 7.
Yeah.
Is that many?
She's missed 7.
But then how
many-
much she's
this,
got? She's
this
got
year
plus
alone,
10
it was
though.
like 5 or 6 she missed. I won it. It was a
She's
lot.
got 10 though, hasn't she? She got 10. How many?
She's
How many has she got?
Who's
Billie
that? Sorry?
Eilish. How many Billie Eilish
I
Grammys?
sent him on another rabbit hole. That's my fault.
Yeah, sorry.
But
How many-
either way, I mean, what the other
9.
thing was, you got to remember Jay-Z said on stage
Yeah.
last year,
yeah,
it's criminal that Beyonce hasn't won album
he
of the
basically
year.
pressed on
Fucking
their
the
neck
next
and told
possible opportunity. Exactly, yeah.
them. He wouldn't
I mean,
watch Barbara.
going in down the conspiracy rabbit hole, I know
Well,
you love a
we've
good conspiracy.
Mhm.
we did a whole bunch of episodes in this, so we know why it happened. It's never. It's who's in their pocket.
Why we
who's
gotta
in their-
thank Beyonce every time?
I know.
Why do we got?
And why is Beyonce's face like, oh, me? Oh my God, you're going to give it to
Me?
me?
I never knew. There's a clip.
She should have
from-
got an Oscar for the performance of
Yeah,
reacting
yeah,
to her
yeah.
getting that
There's
award.
a clip
Careful,
of
she might hear
last
that.
year's.
And Jay-Z might go
By the
buy
way,
it.
I want to thank Beyonce for just something. Yeah,
There's a
just
clip.
in case. Yeah.
There's a clip we spoke about last year's Grammys when they're all graduated, when she won whatever one she won, and you see Diplo go, babe and that. And he says they paid for that. And they actually like televise him doing that because they're all going, we all know. You've got that because you two are the top of the food chain. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Totally.
You would have said to them, we're not showing up. She's getting album of the year. And they've gone, but Jay, everyone else outperformed her. And they went, doesn't matter. She's getting it.
It's the fact they give a country album of the year as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It felt like a cop out.
It's barely country. The only song I know apart from that one is the one that had Kendrick on it, which I did like, the Who Does America Love? No, it's a hip hop song. That's on
the
that
one with
album.
Miley Cyrus was pretty country, but I only heard it 30 seconds of it once.
I only know the first 5 seconds if
so
they sing
many
Texas.
more country artists doing way.
Well, this is what's criminal in it.
Oh
like,
yeah, well,
country
is massive.
I'm not a massive country fan, but it's
North
like
America.
it's on the up at the
It's
moment.
back.
Country's
Yeah.
back.
It's
You're
back.
absolutely
It's
right.
back,
It's back
100%.
in.
Yeah. So
Same with Disco House.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like we're just having a resurgence of like the 70s and
Yeah.
80s
Well, it's
right
like a
now.
30-year rule. I've always said. Like you got
Yeah.
to 70s, then it was 2000s with Jamiroquai, and now we're like 25 years later. So it's like it's approaching now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like your
Yeah.
Dua Lipas and shit like that.
yeah. But
I'm glad for it. But
Yeah, man, totally.
I do feel like hip hop needs that now.
do you think?
Yeah.
Don't Splinter, you got the clip ready, but is hip hop for everyone though?
It's at a point now. We have enough subgenres.
But are you sure though? It's
Look
for
at-
everyone.
This feels like
Because
there's something
Look at Lil
coming.
This
Nas
is tying
X.
No, he's saying something else.
Yeah, but even that still as well though. That's just. I don't know if you saw this clip. Have you? completely signed?
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I don't know if you saw this one of Taylor dancing to Not Like Us.
Yeah, so for our audio listeners, it's Taylor Swift very uncomfortably dancing.
Well, of course, first of all, she's tall
Not
as
Like
the
Us.
Navi from Avatar.
She's
and she's throwing
She's an
back.
Amazonian man.
She's-
Yo!
It just the strangest look when I saw this.
Did
in
you
the
see her with
break.
finger guns?
Oh yeah, I
She was
can't
firing
see
out
it.
finger guns.
It makes
to
me
fucking-
feel-
to not like us.
It feels like
Yeah.
if you,
Yeah.
it feels like if your white grandma was head bobbing to Jay Huss, you'd be like, I don't. It's okay.
Mate.
It's not for you.
She was
It's
a
okay.
gang sign away from covering everything she possibly could have said.
Yeah, outrageous. Oh, and then we get onto this. I don't know if you
God.
saw the clip
This
of
was
this.
this hurt my heart. Look,
I don't know
Go on,
why we
please
do.
explain
Did you
for a
see this? So
No.
there were 2 reporters that were talking to Kenneth
19
Edmonds.
each as well.
So-
Probably 19 years old.
He need 13-time Grammy Award winner, and these 2 were talking to him, and he's telling his story about being there for the millionth time because he's won a bunch of Grammys. 2017 Songwriters Hall of Fame, and also for Soul Train for his contributions to that. And then Chaperone walks by, and they go, "Yeah, it's," and he's like, "It's all right. I'll move on."
Well, one of
And
them
he
goes,
just-
Chapel, and the
Yeah.
other one just looks at me and goes, sorry, love.
Yeah, and
And
basically
he just goes,
gets
"Okay, I'll go."
moved on for someone else younger who's fresh. And it
I mean,
honestly
it's the internet
hurts to
age,
see this.
though.
This is
kind
it.
of
I mean,
thing.
granted, she won Best New Artist. Like,
Yeah, but
but it's
still.
more just, they should have been sacked from just disrespecting an
So the
icon
Grammys
immediately.
reached out and then put out a statement saying they apologized for the disrespect against him. That he was in a mid-interview, they were talking to him, and then they just moved him on, and it's so sad to see.
Yeah, it was.
It's sad to see.
I
that.
feel like this just extends to the whole music industry, though. Just we've lost that thing that made music as a business great, which is like the love of the craft.
Yeah, I think it's the community.
The love of the
aspect,
craft's
yeah,
gone.
big time.
We
the
know
love
this.
of the craft is gone.
Did you ever see the clips when terrible example? Takeshi 6ix9ine was talking about how rigged the
Fucking
system is,
hell.
Yeah.
and he was like, "Loads of you in the live, you're better rappers than me. I know you can make better music than me. I know this, but it's rigged. You will never make it
You'll never
like
get
I
to
made
my
it because
spot.
of the same
Yeah.
reason, because it's rigged, and that's
Yeah.
the way it
The
sells."
thing is, and we could go into it, but like, it's that TikTok era, isn't it? Like, it's, I don't know. Like,
Well,
I mean,
so many artists made it because of TikTok.
Exactly.
Doja made it because of TikTok. Steve Lacy, another
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
massive because of TikTok. And if you saw, there was
Usher Boozy as well.
yeah.
a clip of his live show, and his biggest song at this. I can't remember which one it is because he had quite a
Bad
few.
Habit. Are you talking about Steve
It's
Lacy?
probably Bad Habits, yeah.
Yeah, and
And he was trying to get everyone to sing the verse.
I remember that.
No one knew it.
It was so funny.
And it's
also
so
was really
sad because people were there waiting
for that one
for
line.
this, and it's gone from everyone's
Lacy's sick
attention
as well.
spans have
Yeah,
gone
it's
shorter and
very-
shorter. People are showing up to shows for 40 seconds of a song that they've heard from an album of an artist who's done.
Well, that's what I
albums
mean
and
as well,
albums.
as why how that's killed the love for the craft.
Yeah,
because the
that's-
love for the craft now, like,
It's
I mean,
getting shorter.
you'll probably agree with me, but like, I've hit this point in my career with my original stuff. Now, I know we were talking about it before, but like, I've just come to the decision that I'm not going to compromise anymore, because at the end of the day, I have to believe in what I'm making.
Yep.
Because if I don't, how can I expect anyone else to?
Mhm.
And so I'm trying to consciously make that decision, because at the end of the day, if if you make the decision that everyone else is making of what's gonna pop me off on TikTok, what's gonna have a 30-second catchy bit that'll blow up, then that's not the love of the art and the craft, is it?
100%.
That's the business and the marketing side of it. I mean, obviously we need to balance that.
Of course.
But I just think that balance has gone completely the other way.
Yeah,
Like,
it's out of whack.
it's insane.
And not just that, like, it's kind of like selling your soul, innit? Like,
totally.
It is exactly selling
by,
your soul.
It's by definition.
It is
yeah.
exactly what it
You
is.
know what I mean? Because, and not just that, like, I feel like people are now making music for people who won't care in the long run.
Oh
to
my
add
God,
to what
yeah.
your point.
You're
Like,
so right,
if you
yeah.
think someone like, look at Ice Spice. A year ago, you could not get away from Ice Spice.
The ice has melted.
I wish I
The
could.
ice is melting.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
saw you
it's-
talk about this, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
glass of water now. It's not Ice Spice.
Yeah.
Like, so, and that's only a year.
Yeah.
And so off of that alone, I agree with you, man.
This is it. I was always told, and then I've kind of grown up to see it for myself, that at the end of the day, if you chase the trends, you know, you'll have your flash in the pan moment. Like what you were saying before as well.
Yeah.
You'll, if you're lucky anyway, you'll have your flash in the pan moment. But if there's no substance to it,
Yeah.
your moment will go.
And then what
And
happens after?
I'm not going to name drop because, like, as much as I don't like them, but I'll tell you after. There's plenty of artists I know that have had their moment, and because they were chasing those trends, the second the trend moved on, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they
100%.
might have had a higher point, higher than what I could have ever dreamed of.
Yeah.
And it's not like I would have still wanted that moment. But, you know, what's the point if it's just
You know
for
what?
nothing?
Prime example of that at the end of oh my gosh, I used to put J. Cole in my Desert Island Discs. In the end of KOD in 1985, he's talking directly to Lil Pump, who dissed him, talking about old man music. No one wants that conscious stuff. And then the whole thing is him. It's not even a diss track because it's more him speaking advice. Because he's saying you only got hot because you were riding trends. And they talk about when you get older, the money's going to slow up, and people the show's a lot lighter because they don't show up. And he's basically saying how you were only hot because you were doing this silly acid rap, which people 15-year-old white boys like for a summer, and then it goes. But then you've wasted your money on jewels and whatever. You haven't retired your parents. You haven't bought a home. And he was saying exactly this, that you're
Lil Pump
riding
makes
this
me watch
thing.
Strip Naked and Jump in a Nettle
Well, just the
bush.
name already. You go, is this someone who's going to write
boy.
quality music?
Lil
But
Pump.
no, because this is what it's about.
His name's
Totally.
kind of sus as well. I don't know why it was.
It's a little bit sus.
Like a self-burn.
Yeah. I'll give you a little pump.
It is a little bit. You're not wrong.
Totally.
But obviously that was what it was back in the time. And yeah. And to add to your point about that flash in the pan moment, I feel like you'll relate to this. Where substance wins over time.
Yeah.
And I've seen this because I've been to one of your shows, and I'm sure you've seen a clip of one of my shows that
Totally.
those people who do operate on the flash in the pan
Yeah.
moments when it comes to time to showcase artistry and have a show.
There you go.
You don't
can't
see
show
that
up.
many people there.
There you
No.
go.
No.
You do not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Us who do tend to, we've had the grinding journey.
Yeah, put the
The
groundwork
slower,
in. Yeah,
we've
yeah.
put the groundwork where if we were to base it off algorithmic numbers like TikTok and whatever, then we wouldn't compare, yet our shows will be packed out venues. Why? Because people connect with real people.
Yeah.
People don't connect with trends. People
Those numbers don't reflect real life.
they
not
don't
at all.
like, they honestly don't.
No.
And I've seen it time and time again, man, where, because I work in nightlife as well.
Yeah.
And I've seen it where clubs have booked an artist because of their TikTok following.
God.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
And then like someone has 100K followers, you go to the night and you see 10 people in the gaff. And
Yeah.
you're like,
This is it. The industry just can't work out
yeah.
what to do right now because it's like we need to keep up, but we don't understand.
we said
and-
this though, but how many of your favorite artists ever never would have made it?
This is
It's
it.
that girl that went viral and said, "How
Tom
is
York,
Tom York's going to be
Radiohead,
going? This is the song of the summer."
Yeah.
You would never hear of loads of your favorites because they're not out here on Instagram and stuff like that. You would never hear
Exactly.
of them.
And this is why it kind of like it shatters all of my hope as well, because the two artists that I would kill to be like are Frank Ocean and James Blake. And both of them massively famous, but
Until
could
the
walk down the street
establishment.
and no one knows who they are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I could walk up to 10 people out there and 10 of them wouldn't know who they are.
Shout out on the James Blake.
Do you, but do you know what I mean? Like James Blake's worked with everybody on the
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah.
And like he's got a career that I would like massacre children for. Like I fucking love that
He
man
might have
so
massacred
much.
children
Yeah,
for
that's
it.
true, yeah.
That's the point.
Kids at his job, watch out.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. But like at the same time, the man is completely like you could walk down the street and nobody knows who he is.
Well, they might assume he plays ball as well.
Yeah, because
he's like
massive.
6'5".
He's deceivingly massive.
Why
yeah.
has he got the voice like that? But
And
yeah,
also,
he's
shout
that
out
big.
James Blake as well for actually sticking up for artists and fighting the industry as
Oh
well.
yeah, massively.
That was another thing when we were talking before, like
Yeah.
we did a clip on that ages ago when he first started his platform trying to do it. And we thought we were really cool journalists. It was really cool. And it got about fucking 10 views.
yeah, people don't want to hear
And then I
that.
called
Slow
Mason
burner.
Greenwood a prick and it like blew up. Okay, whatever.
That's
But
what
anyway,
it is.
but one more thing, because, and I won't, again, we won't name drop them because hopefully we'll get them on the podcast.
Yeah.
But we know a few people that have been signed by like big money deals because labels were like, you blew up on
Nice, yeah,
TikTok and we don't know
100%.
how to keep up.
I knew this is what he's
So-
talking about.
Yeah, okay, we'll keep that quiet. But that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In fact, okay, if we're not going to say who it is, it was like 300k, I believe.
On one video.
Well, no, they had one tune that had
Because of
blown
one
up on
mega
TikTok
tune. Yeah.
because the person in question had paid a lot of influencers to like post their tune, and it worked.
Oh,
Like, don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
it
Worked like a
worked.
dream.
Like, you know, and it popped off. And honest to God, I think, especially anyone under 25 knows the song. We'll tell you. That.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely knows the song. So to be fair, like it popped off and everything. But it's like the labels were like, okay, they were basically like guinea pigs for this new era of like trying to. Oh, no, do not play it. Fucking hell. Do not play the song. Yeah. But these labels were like, okay, well, they're the biggest thing, so we'll throw money at them. And then they sent them on this run of shows, and they like the 6 months they had over summer looked incredible. They were playing mad festivals and everything, and then they were dropped.
Yeah, but that's how the label journey goes. isn't it?
Exactly, but they were like, oh, well, hang on, you know, because I can't really
Wait, they
give
were
it away.
dropped in that short a time.
Pretty much. Well, it was less than a year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was literally like
Nuts.
9 months after the festival period
Yeah.
and a bit after.
But it's because they've squeezed as much as they can and it's thrown away. It's who's the next hot thing,
Exactly.
which
but
is
This
horrible.
is what I mean, because it was a song. Well, it wasn't the song on Spotify. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've got mad streams on
Yeah, they did.
Spotify, but it was the video, like the sound
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
TikTok that had blown up.
Yeah.
But throwing 300k at someone for that,
Mm.
that's
But that labels are dumb, innit? Like
that's how
Exactly.
they've. That's the thing is they tried to adapt to the new
exactly.
like
They
generation
tried to
of music
frantically
listeners.
catch up.
And they
labels
couldn't.
don't understand. That's why they do these things.
But it's why they're obsolete now. It's why we don't need them in
Yeah.
that
But this is
sense.
the thing with Chance.
If
When
we
he's
all had
talking
their
about
money,
it,
we'd all be famous. It's not
Chance.
the marketing,
It's
isn't
because
it?
we don't have A&Rs anymore.
Yes, man.
We've lost the people with the ear.
Yeah.
A&Rs used to find the talent and be like,
They used to
I can
go on the
hear
ground.
where,
Yeah,
I
check
can
people.
hear where this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Whereas labels look at where are we at
Where are
now?
the numbers?
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
is. Who's popping?
Who's popping? Where's
Exactly. Like at the end of the day, if I'm already popping, why do I need a label? You're supposed to make me pop. That's the whole point of a record label, and it's not like that anymore.
and not just that, with the age of internet, like, and shout out all the artists doing it at home, man.
Totally.
Like self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency is what it is now. Like, you don't need a label deal.
No.
These artists on label deals are in worse situations than you.
Mhm.
How many times
It
have
looks
we-
great online.
It looks great online.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
picture when you signed the papers, ooh,
Yeah.
1,000 likes, cool.
Yeah, man.
What about 8-9 months later? And you're
Yeah,
asking,
yeah.
can I please release a song?
No.
Imagine asking,
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
asking to release
it's
your
crazy.
craft.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
it's
And then you don't own it anyway.
and then you don't own it, and then you're in debt now because you got an advance, but you got to pay that money back.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
a common misconception as well.
Yeah,
That
like-
that money all comes back.
Yeah.
Like
They're basically lending the money
Yeah.
for you to make it back for them, and then they fuck you off anyway.
literally, I'd rather just be a broke artist than
Totally.
be in debt
This is it.
to a label.
And also, don't forget when you're in the label, not only are you broke, and they control your sound, your image. They go, yeah, but it's popping now that you need to be wearing like this. We need you to do glitter on your face. You go, I don't really roll like that. And they go, doesn't matter. You're
Yeah.
now glitter face 9,000. Do you know what I mean? That's how it
Send the
is.
contract, Mr. Glitterface.
That's what it is. No longer is OMO9k.
Check the fine print.
And
You
you've
said
got
you were
to
up
now
for
run
glitter.
like that. So,
Yo.
we're gonna keep it going on because we still got a lot.
Yeah,
to
because
cover.
I will fight the industry for 3 hours.
Do you want to
if
go
we
on your
want to.
Kanye at the Grammys piece that you've got?
Oh my god, yeah. Just so did we all see?
Yeah,
Right, okay.
yeah.
So so for the
Who
listeners,
filmed this?
yeah, for the listeners. So apparently, Kanye and his wife Bianca were not invited to the Grammys, and they just rocked up at the red carpet.
It's a very yay.
Yeah,
thing to
exactly.
do.
Because everyone was like, "Fucking, we've not seen Ye on a red carpet for a long,
They weren't
long
going to
time."
turn him away though, were
Yeah,
they?
yeah. So have we all seen the clip of the moment she drops her coat?
I have
Because
not seen said clip.
It's the
yeah,
most
okay.
bizarre
It
moment
does look a bit uncomfortable.
in the world, and I'm like,
Have you seen the lip readers covering it?
so
Did you put those clips, Splinter?
I haven't. I've seen a lot of people analysing just the body language, but I did want to look. I actually saw the comment of people saying like, "Tag me when the lip readers are back." So I haven't seen that yet, and
Yeah,
I'm
check
very
the-
intrigued.
Check the lip readers.
Yeah, okay. Because
Some of them are chatting worse.
well, this is it because and ironically, today, before we did this, it's almost pulled me back a little bit because Ye's posted an article that was on some like Vogue magazine or whatever, and it was about like apparently Bianca did this for some kind of feminine power like stance or whatever. But it doesn't take a genius to see the moment she pulls a cut off and like she looks at him and he's effectively like, fucking get it off.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And she's like
a handler.
Yeah.
The fact you have to
But
blur
her face
it
is terrifying. It's uncomfortable to look at before she drops a keck. So like her face looks real uncomfortable, and he is like, "No, come on, you said you were doing this. Get it off."
It's sad because that's my goat.
I
And
know.
remember we said in Violent Crimes, I used to see women as something to conquer. Now, I used to see someone as something to conquer.
Yeah, now
Now something to nurture. What's the bar though?
It's either that or it's the other way around.
It's something like that. But I used to see women like this, and now see them like this, and it's mad because you're not.
This is what I mean, because I'm like, just as a life lesson, I always try and not to judge on just what you see.
Face value.
Because
alone.
obviously 90% of the internet are going, oh, well, she looks uncomfortable and we've just painted our whole scene.
Right.
But then like, we don't know. And that's not me defending him.
Yeah.
I don't know, because at the end of the day, if then she was like one of the names on this article that had given her 2 pence on it, and it was supposed to be about a moment of power for women. So if that's what she wanted, then fair play.
Yeah,
you know, and
does
who are we
that
to
say-
tell her? But is that what happened?
Does that
'Cause
say
it didn't
power,
look
though?
because it didn't
She didn't
look
even
like,
look like she felt power.
Exactly, it
She
didn't look
felt-
like that.
She looked powerless.
The message
didn't look
is
like that.
the message is off.
It looked like Ye going, we're going to show them how women are powerful. Drop your fucking pants. Do you know what I
It's
mean?
such an
So I
ironic,
just,
like
I just don't
But
know.
that is a yay thing to do now, isn't it?
it is a yay thing to do.
And it's
but
sad
because-
to see,
It is sad to
bro.
see.
Because then you've got everyone coming out that have known her a whole life and going, oh, well, she used to be like this sweet little girl, and then she met Ye and was like, and has changed. But then it's like, well, fucking, I don't know.
I think the industry got to him, man. That's
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Because
Of course.
let's look at when he was releasing gospel music.
Yeah.
Or the 10 minutes of him
Yeah.
not swearing,
Yeah,
and being
basically.
clean.
And then dropping merch.
Yeah.
Gospel merch. Anyone, you know.
Yeah.
But and then straight after, then you're working with Playboy Carti, who
This
is,
I always thought was strange.
open Satanist.
Because he always
devil.
said,
The
he
devil on a
literally said that
feature.
he
and
wouldn't-
Marilyn Manson at the performance.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
It is mad because he said right after that, I won't be working with any artists anymore who were under the influence, who were in the Illuminati.
He said he wasn't going to perform
And then
any of his songs with
The
cussing.
first thing with Donda, and then I was listening to Playboy Carti's very famous ad lib. I was like, oh,
Bro.
this is crazy because you could not have got someone. You might as well have had Lil Nas
That is
X.
the last
And
person
it
you
is.
should get on.
It is.
The last. The only way it could have gotten worse is Uzi.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is
that
the
would have if he
only
got
way.
he would have got the trifecta if he got
Yeah,
him,
that would have
Uzi
been
and
like,
Marilyn Manson.
yo,
But I
the
agree.
unholy
it's-
trinity, bro.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. So
So-
since that point, I feel like he's lost.
He's in the sunken place.
He's in the sunken place. He's lost tangibility.
Yeah, what's mad is I saw him say the other day on. Have you watched that? It's called like the download
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That long interview that
yeah.
he released.
It's the
other
most
day.
coherent I've heard him in a while. though,
Absolutely.
As well.
And this is again what
'Cause he ain't
confuses
on
me.
opioids.
Because when exactly. But when you see him in clips and talking to paparazzi, he looks like he's fucking wired. But then when it's in his environment and he's talking, he sounds fine. So the guy messes with my head anyway. But he was talking.
I know.
So he just turns to the
I know
screen.
Twitter was
He's
eating this
zooming
up.
in. Fucking hell. Anyway. And yeah, he was talking about the fact that basically he believes he's not bipolar,
Damn,
he's
still-
autistic. I mean, fair play.
He believes he's not
I think
autistic.
this
He
is-
believes
this
he's
is
not
his Twitter
bipolar,
feed.
he's autistic.
But he said, I love being bipolar. It's awesome.
Exactly. And he was talking in that he said that he kind of like, because I can't remember what he said because I watched the whole thing, but he was basically on the lines of he tried to own the narrative and and he regrets it because he put the label on himself. Do you know what I mean? But like,
So
I
basically,
mean,
he
of
didn't
course
know
he's
what he was talking
autistic. You know what I mean? Like,
He's a tricky character though.
he is.
Like you
about.
remember,
That's a character.
I feel
It
like
is.
now because he's trying, he knows he's autistic and he's trying to own his neurodiversion or whatever. I feel like he's off his meds and he's doing whatever he wants, and that is just
That's the dangerous
creating
part.
Mm.
danger and chaos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he's clearly a man that needs to be pulled back sometimes.
And this is the problem though, because when you have that level of influence,
Yeah.
let's be honest, celebrities are a bit weird. They're like,
We've covered many episodes. On
Yeah.
it. We've covered
Right.
many.
Yeah, he's a pretty good
episodes on
example of that.
He's a great example of this. So it's like, but the problem is when they get to that level, people allow them to do what they want.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
of course.
case in point, I watched a short documentary on Travis Scott. Apparently, Travis Scott is an absolute vile of a human being in how he treats other people.
Probably, yeah.
And then it starts tying in when you see these clips of him banging laptops and banging.
That was crazy. That was just weird.
Apparently, that's what he does even in studios, like
Yeah.
with engineers talking about you're nothing. Fucking re-record this shit.
Yeah.
Now. Like that's who he is.
Mm.
But he's Travis Scott. Who's gonna tell him no?
Yeah.
They referenced that in Atlanta. That's who it's about. It's I think Paperboy and Darius like go to a studio, and it's like this rapper's like going in on his sound tech who's having like Logic's crashing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he basically gets his body men to like beat him up and tell everyone else to leave, and that's based on a Travis Scott story at a studio.
that
in
rings a bell.
Atlanta.
I didn't know
I
that.
remember
That's
that.
not surprising.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Because he's still Travis Scott. He's still gonna sell records. People are still gonna work with him.
Yeah. And
Well,
who's powerful enough to be
who's
above
powerful?
that and tell him to
the
sort
label?
his shit out?
Label
yeah.
don't care. The label
No.
are like,
The label going,
promote
sweet,
it.
yeah. Any press is good press. Keep
Yeah,
going, mate.
Keep it going.
Yeah,
Viral
yeah.
clip, put on TikTok. So yeah, man,
It's a horrible place, the music scene.
it is,
Horrible
man.
This is
place
it.
right now.
I'd rather be a poor musician. I just keep
This
skipping
is what I'm
by.
saying, man.
Keep your integrity
Absolutely, man.
and your family members.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
But
But that, speaking of which,
go on.
just a very, very quick tangent. Has anyone seen that clip of Elton John that's gone viral today? Or it might have been yesterday.
No.
He's been back in the studio recording an album for the first time in 6 years. Whatever.
I thought he said he just had his last tour ever.
that his last 5 tours have been his last tour.
Calm, carry on then.
Yeah, but
yeah, Elton John quit at like 2000.
yeah, exactly.
All
right.
right, fair.
So, yeah, in fact, I think that's. Oh, fucking hell.
Go on, describe the clip.
Anyway, the
Yeah.
clip. So it's him in the studio, and he's like, I mean, anyone over our age anyway knows Elton John being a mad ass. I don't. Yeah, this is it. Okay, yeah. And he's just fucking spitting his dummy out everywhere, like picking the headphones up, these fucking irritating things, and throwing them on the floor, and he's shouting at everyone and just being.
Why would
a
he want
prick.
to post that?
And no, he didn't post it. It like got
Yeah,
leaked
he's
or whatever,
tweaking.
and then he's come out today going, "Oh, I was like really overwhelmed and stressed." But to be fair, I noticed I was this guy that was in the background then in the long white t-shirt. There you go. That's him
Whoa.
throwing the headphones. He actually goes, "Elton, I'm
Chill
trying
out.
to help. Chill out." And I was like, "Fair play,"
Listen.
because this man is like, Elton John is
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's as big as it gets. To talk back to him in the studio, but if someone was, you've got to watch this clip after. Basically,
I'll watch it,
It's
but
insane.
If you're a man who's in your
Look at him.
late,
He went,
late-
"I'm done." Ripped up all of his lyrics and threw it and said, "I'm going now."
if you're a white man in your late 60s, you're wearing a 2-piece Gucci tracksuit,
60s.
This is the
being
kind
generous.
of-
Talk about this, bro.
This is the
What
kind
is
of
going on
thing
with
you'd
this?
expect.
Bro, he's older
Horrible.
than that. You're being generous. I think
Horrible
he's late
fit.
70s.
That is a DJ Khaled fit. And it's because it's DJ Khaled, you go fair.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not Elton John.
Shout out his
77, see?
hairstylist, yo, keeps dying.
Would you see McCartney wearing a Nike tracksuit, a Tech Fleece tracksuit? No, why? would he
Sorry,
do
the
that?
image of Paul McCartney in a tech
Yo.
fleece with Central C dabbing
That's
him
what I
up.
mean.
He's dressed like he's beyond Cheatham Hill. Like,
It does.
Look at the watch and all.
Bloody hell.
honestly.
Right,
But
let's keep
it was just
going.
super embarrassing to watch anyway. But we were talking about like
Go
not
on.
pulling up on artists.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
felt
yeah.
like the producer in the room was like, "Look, you might be Elton John, but like
But
no one's
still.
gonna fucking listen to this album, so maybe chill out a little bit."
77.
Mad.
Yeah, man.
Nah, that's died, bro.
That's a hairpiece.
died.
Anyway,
Go on
to
then,
keep it
Liam.
moving on. Some of us as well for every artist that's come on is to give us their Mount Rushmore of artists. So that's 4 names that were on that stone hill for you.
Yeah.
Who are said 4 names?
Rescue you a little bit before as well, and you were saying you'd rather do artists.
Mm.
This is our.
This is
This is your moment.
Number 1,
Go.
Michael Jackson,
Yes, 100%.
King of Pop.
We love
Go
it.
for it.
Big fans of Michael over here.
100%.
We love it.
I'll defend him till the day I die.
Yeah, I have to agree,
Love
man.
it.
Michael's innocent.
The
Hashtag.
dude made people faint, just stood there. Like,
His
whoa,
aura, yeah.
we will never see
There's never a
artistry
character
on
with-
that level.
No,
Harry
we never
Styles
will.
could never.
No one could ever.
No one can ever. And Drake thought he could. Like,
So imagine teaching in schools these days and being in my shoes now and talking to people. And Michael Jackson, who?
Oh,
literally.
if they don't
But
know
I
who
mean,
that-
I'm
that's
talking about 12-year-olds.
crazy.
Taylor Swift, who? Do you know what I mean? I'm not even into Taylor Swift.
Mm.
I don't even like Taylor Swift.
But-
But there's like, if it's over 3 years ago, it
Mm.
didn't exist to these
Yeah,
kids. Do
but
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So Michael Jackson's
Michael,
Michael
go on.
Jackson.
Cole.
I've done a lot
100%.
Love
defending
it.
Michael Jackson recently.
Number 2. I'm gonna put Kanye on there.
Love it. As
Has
you
to be.
should.
I'll put Kanye over Drake because no Kanye, there's no Drake.
No Kanye, no, a lot of
Absolutely.
people.
So
This is my Mount Rushmore so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael and yeah,
Um,
who else?
Number 3, I'm gonna step outside of people who made music, but I'm gonna go producer.
Oh, I like it.
Timbaland.
Yeah, I like
Fair
it.
play, man.
I like
Timbaland because
Timbaland's
he-
responsible for so much.
so many
yeah.
sounds,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many hits. Just we wouldn't have Justin Timberlake as
Yeah.
we know
No,
him
of
today
course
without
not.
Timbaland,
No.
and
Yeah.
he's a legend in his own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Timbaland and the Neptunes just dominated the charts for like 3 years, didn't they? Yeah.
So definitely
I like it.
Timbaland. Number 4.
To close it out, it's your last pick.
So I've got the past, I've got the present,
I like that.
and I've got a producer.
What, you chugging in the future? You
Nah, I wouldn't. Imagine Future on there.
Not Future. Although I love Future on it.
The
but if that's-
Future.
Sensational.
You got three Americans,
Yeah, 3 Americans. Ooh.
3 black guys.
Ooh, that's a good point. Can you put groups?
You can put a group in
Yeah,
there.
go on.
You can put a group in there.
Beatles.
Really?
Oh,
I'm
sick.
gonna put the Beatles.
That's a really nice. that's a
Because
nice
I feel like the Beatles inspired generate. Like I've been inspired by the Beatles even in songs, and they came out 60s.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
They were touring Germany in the 50s.
there you
insane.
go. So for me, I'm gonna say Beatles for sure, and just because to come from all the way to England to
You got to think no internet as well.
no internet.
You're the biggest
bro.
band ever. No internet. You're
Yeah.
on word of mouth, newspapers, and a
Yeah,
TV that
go.
most people don't have in their
They
home.
led an era that we call the British invasion for a reason.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
When
Like
all the rock bands
yeah,
were taking
they
over.
took over the whole of America
Mad.
without the internet.
And
Yeah.
why is it that now that's not so much the case?
Because it's oversaturated. Is
That's
why.
yeah, good point.
Back then, say the cream rises to the top. Like if you were going to make it, you had to be the best. I would say someone like Anderson .Paak was always going to be famous because he's disgustingly talented and just has a look and an image of. He's got Magic Johnson's smile, but he plays drums like that and sings like that and writes music like that. Do you know what I mean? But back then, you had to be the best of the best. There was no Lil Pumps. There was no Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
Everyone
you didn't
that's
have
in
to
the
filter.
charts were people who were the best at their field. Do you know what I mean? There was some for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, what who's in the charts now that we would actually really go, that's a generational talent? Do you know
Not
what I
just
mean?
that songs be going #1 and you're like, I've never even heard this song.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
god, yeah.
So
I've started to put songs in my set at gigs, just like function gigs, that kids have told me about at school, and that's how I feel old now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That
Like,
makes
and that
sense.
Stick Season tune that I don't know if
know
you've
it.
heard it.
No.
You will have heard it, I'm sure you have.
That's the point, though. What you say?
But exactly, yeah. And I go in and play it at a bar, and fucking everyone knows it, and I'm like,
Do you see that this Benson Boone playing at the Grammy?
yeah, who the fuck is this guy?
He's got 40 million monthly listeners. I couldn't tell you one song of him, and I don't know who that is. Who is this guy?
Oh, the
Right, he's-
dude who did the flip in the blue.
Yeah, he did.
tight-ass
Yeah, he
blue
did. Yeah.
suit.
Don't know who that is.
Everyone's
Yeah,
obsessed
Sounds
with it.
massive,
I've
but
never heard of him.
like I'm thinking, am I really out of the culture? But I didn't think I was.
I
But
think algoritms have segmented us so
Yeah,
much.
man. This is the Sabrina
Yeah.
Carpenter side of TikTok.
yeah.
Is that what it is? Is that what I'm not
yeah.
going to
And
see?
Billie
it?
Eilish and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
Like,
Okay.
if you're not on that side of the,
If you grew up watching Camp Rock and High School Musical, you like this
That
guy.
is
or Jonas
tight.
Brothers,
Yeah, man.
It kind of looks like what is it like what Daphne or Velma wore in the Scooby Doo?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the flare
Real life.
trousers.
Yeah, he does look a bit
It
like a
does.
blue condom.
He does.
But what am like? Who
I
are
loved
you?
it though.
Oh, mad.
Fuck me.
Yeah, that was
Papa
pretty cool.
Smurf, Johnny
Yeah, that's
He
pretty
looks like
sick.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, doesn't he?
Yeah, I see that.
You can tell the inspiration from Freddie Mercury. If
Yeah.
That's
Split
crazy.
Can you
That was
pull
fair.
that clip back? a
I
little
know.
bit?
I haven't heard that
was
song, and
insane.
I just
Sorry,
know.
we're watching
there was no need
Benson
for
Boone do
flip.
backflips and being
Right
very
there, right
obsessed.
there. If you see his body movements,
Yeah, that was
that's
Freddie. That one.
That's a Freddie.
Yeah.
If he had the like
Yeah,
just the
it's-
end of a mic stand in his hand.
Cold
Right
though.
there.
Cold the little flip. Yeah.
Yeah, Dale.
Imagine he just licks both of his ankles off the ground
That's
doing that.
That just hurt my bad
That's
knee looking at
clean.
that.
I haven't heard the song, but there's no
My
reason
ACL
for that
just
song
broke
to be
again.
doing that. There's no part of that song that needs that flip.
I know his music though.
It doesn't need it. I just know it.
Yeah, what you don't know, he's actually covering Fiend by Playboy Carti.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a good fit.
Yeah. That's why he's doing backflips.
Anyway, right, should we move it on?
Yes.
For this year, what's up next for you? What are the plans for this year? Have you got something coming out?
Yes, I've got a song dropping this month. Rotate first song
Bosh.
in like
Exclusive.
8 months, which has been performed exclusively on Feel Weird. So
Yeah, man.
Love it.
I'm excited for that one. I've got a lot planned this year. I think these last 2 years has been me rediscovering myself. I've got a couple of shows planned this year, headline
Nice.
shows as well. Last headline show was 2022.
So it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
You've been
man.
itching to get back on
Yeah, man.
stage.
Yeah, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I've been on stages, but it's always like low key stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know about you, but like when it's work stuff, it feels like a different hat, doesn't it? Like
yeah,
it's a different you. It's a different you.
It's different to when you've
Yeah.
curated this baby.
It's
to be
your
like,
your soul out there.
This is the experience type of thing. So now I'm excited, man. And it seems like I don't know. I feel like these 2 years I've been building my brand, and
Yeah.
now there's a lot more people who've
Sick.
got eyes on me. So it's like now when I'm coming back out with this, I'd like to say more developed product
Yeah.
that is more refined. I'm just so excited, man.
Cool.
I'm just
Yeah,
so
man.
excited. Like, yeah, so definitely shows, listening parties, and who knows what else, because
Love
we're
it.
in January and I've already got so much lined up already that fell into my lap. So yeah,
Love it.
great.
A lot can happen in a year, bro.
A lot.
Indeed,
It's
it
gonna be
can.
good
And we'll
things for
sit, like we
Equity
said, we'll have you on next time when the video game's out, and we'll recap on everything, however long that'll be.
Like a time
A little,
capsule.
a little
type of
time
thing.
jump and see where we're up to. But I think that's us. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Alright.
It's
Tell me
been
what's covered.
amazing.
It's been a
It's
joy.
about time.
Check out Feel Weird Studios, yo.
Oh,
Follow
yeah,
us on all
listen to the man.
platforms. His stuff will be in the bio, so check him out.
Honestly, but yeah.
Absolutely. And I also wanted to say before we round
Go
out, we hit over 1,000 followers now.
Jeez.
On Instagram, well done.
It's about damn time.
Big
Thank you
respect.
everybody for the support. We've had some mad support recently.
Yeah.
And we have some very big announcements to come,
Very big
don't we?
announcements.
Don't we?
We certainly do.
So we'll keep your eyes peeled for that. And hopefully OMO over here is going to come back for that. He doesn't even know it yet.
Well, shout out Splinter as well.
Yeah, big man.
Shout out
Thank
Splinter in the
you.
back.
Exactly. Splinter looks so sick over there. He's got a desk now, double laptop
Yeah, we've
setup.
upgraded.
Yeah.
We've
Looks good.
upgraded from
got-
being on the corner of the sofa.
Exactly.
there
You
to,
are the man in the chair now.
Absolutely, he's our tech
Exactly.
guy.
I like to think of like Ned from like the most recent
Yeah.
Spider-Man, like spinning.
Yeah.
in the chair.
Yeah.
I
Spider-Man
referenced that.
2 though, the game one. Where
Yeah.
It's got mechs and robots
Okay,
going out.
okay.
For
That's on my
yeah.
list. I got PS5 Christmas. I'm playing that soon. Gotta get on that.
So jealous.
Anyway,
Right.
beautiful stuff, everybody. Thanks for another great episode.
What?